Robert, Leon, welcome. I am so excited tonight to be here with Michelle Raley, one of the most amazing people in the Enagic business. She has been with us for how long has it been now, Michelle?
8.5 years.
8.5 years. We've been together and working together for 8.5 years, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. Most of you guys know Michelle Raley. She has quite the story to tell. What's that?
I said hi, everybody.
Michelle Raley has quite the story to tell, and we're excited to share her story. I know we've got people coming in from all over the world, actually. People are plugging in from all over the world, and a lot of prospects are out there. A lot of people are looking at Enagic for the first time. And what I want to share this evening is how powerful Enagic is. It absolutely is a powerful business, isn't it, Michelle?
Oh, my goodness. If this is your first time to learn a little bit about Enagic, wow, welcome. We're excited to talk to you tonight.
You look fantastic, by the way, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
Looking gorgeous, as always. All right, so we're gathering here tonight to talk about a company called Enagic. I am from Enagic Web System. My name is Eric Presack, as you can see there on your screen. And I have been with Enagic for 10 years. I do a lot of the marketing for the company. We build the web presence, the websites. We do a lot of work directly with Enagic Corporate. And it's my real honor to be here tonight with the Next True Health webinar to share with you the power of this company called Enagic. This company is absolutely amazing. I mean, it is, over the 10 years that I've been here, I have seen so many people achieve the success that they've set out for. And we're talking major success, like with you, Michelle. Let's talk about that a bit, your success. You know, talk about, first of all, tell us a little bit more about yourself, if you don't mind.
All right, I'd love to.
Help me out a little bit, because I'm sweating bullets here.
Yeah, he has all the controls and the technical stuff to do right at the beginning, but he'll relax here in just a minute.
I will, absolutely. Sorry.
So, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you and represent a company that has changed my life.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited. If this is your first time, we're going to have some fun. I think I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Are you?
Okay, let's just check the chat room. Hopefully the echo will work itself out. I'm turning
I don't know
volume
if I'm
down.
set up right.
And that should help.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. You know, I want to tell you a little bit about my background. Every one of you, while I'm talking, I really want you to think about how you were raised, where you were raised. I was raised in a really small town. How about you? You know, remember back in the day when we would sit around and watch TV as a family at night, and just regular folks, right? Trying to get by and trying to go to school and grade school, and then you get to high school and all of those things. Do you have some of my slides, Eric? Oh,
absolutely.
Good. I was raised in Utah, and you'll see there my family there at the bottom, my dad with the cowboy hat, and my dearest grandmother, who just recently passed from this existence. We miss her a lot. And my mom. My mom was actually who raised me and got me, or raised me. Yeah, they all raised me. But she introduced me to this amazing company, Enagic. So every single one of you on the line tonight were introduced to Enagic by someone. And I'm really hoping that you hold that dear to your heart like I do. I was raised in a middle-income home with above-average parents. And my dad likes to say that he is finer than frog's hair split 3 ways. And now he's changed that, and he's split frog's hair split 1,000 ways or 1,000,000 ways. And so I've got to the point where I don't ever ask him, how you doing, Dad? Because he's just so fine. And my mother has been such a dedicated Enagic distributor, and she's taught me a lot. I'm really grateful for my upbringing. And you are too, I know. You know, every one of us came into this world looking for something. And, you know, I remember thinking, what am I going to do when I grow up? You know, I decided when I was in high school to go and be a nanny. Because in Utah, they would advertise for nannies because we had large families there, and it was an adventure. I wanted adventure. I wanted excitement. So I was reading the newspaper ads, and I found a family. Both of them were lawyers in New York City. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to New York City the day after I graduate from high school, and I'm going to become a nanny. And what that did for me was make me extremely homesick. Those of you who are from the East Coast and live in New York City, I'm sorry, but it was just too much for me. If you look at those pictures and see, it just was too much for me. So I had to go home about 30 days after arriving in New York City to my wonderful family. And I went to college, and you know, just like everybody else, you know, we're just trying to get by and get started in life. But one of the things that I want to talk about is my parents taught me to dream and to dream big. Do you have dreams that you want to achieve? Well, if you do, oh my goodness, I'm so happy that someone found you and has the opportunity right here in your hands for you tonight. I was taught that I could do anything I wanted to do. I could be anything I wanted to be. And so I always knew there was something out there for me. I just had to find it. And, you know, I had such big dreams that while I was in college, I decided I had to go again to be a nanny during the summer. I went to Washington, D.C. this time, and I fell in love. And Eric, you probably have that slide. I fell in love with Mr. Marshall Rayleigh. He was in the Marines, and he just swept me off of my feet. And we were married in November of 1989. Well, we were excited. We were young and dumb, but we were ready to make this world a better place. And we had big hopes for our future. It was not long after I was married, probably a year, and I found out I was pregnant with my first baby boy, and we decided that we just couldn't afford to live in Washington, D.C., so we decided to pack all of our things and go to Oklahoma, to Tulsa, Oklahoma. My husband worked for an airline, and he went to Oklahoma because that was a base for the company. So anyway, we took that drive and ended up in Oklahoma, and oh my goodness, I cannot tell you, I was pregnant, and I was pulling in the parking lot of a apartment building, and I walked in the door and I looked around, and they had put brand new carpet, and there was a cedar wall, and it was not really that pretty. And I was really upset, thinking, this is not my dream. This is all there is. I'm here in Oklahoma. I don't know anybody. Anyway, so life went on. I had my first baby, my second baby, my third baby, my fourth baby. I was always a mom at heart. That's all I ever wanted to be. If you asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up, I could probably only really tell you that I wanted to be like my mom and my grandma, because they were the very best women I had ever met in my life. And if I could duplicate that, I would feel myself as being successful. Well, it takes money to take care of children, and I got to the point where it was so hard to see my husband try to pay the bills. So I remember him sitting at the kitchen table, and he was looking at this stack of bills, and I felt so helpless. What can I do to help my husband? You know, how can we provide for our children the way we want to provide?
Yeah, it's important.
And you know, Eric, that nanny experience showed me wealth. It showed
Absolutely.
me money
The possibilities.
that I had never seen in my life. And I knew it was available. And I knew there was something out there for me. I've always felt that way. And so, you know, Eric, there are people on this line that feel the same way I felt.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's kind of like they were dealt a wrong hand of cards, but yet you still feel and know that there's something out there. You know, everybody does things differently and they try and make extra money so that they can make things work. So in our household, it was traditional business style for us. I was approached many times with multi-level marketing pyramid type businesses that really I couldn't afford. You know, they all wanted me to buy something, you know, for $100 a month or 120, 150. And they told me that if I signed up 100 people, I would get $10 a month off of each of those people and I could have $1,000 a month. Well, I didn't know 100 people. And I had kids at home and trying to figure out how to make things work. So what I did was more of a traditional thing. My mom had started a craft business. And when you listen to that, don't laugh at me. It was handcrafted gifts, Eric, and they were quality. And what my job was to use my handwriting, not the handwriting I sent you today, by the way, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Nice calligraphy type handwriting, and put them on plaques that you hang on the wall. And I did that, and we went to merchandise markets, and that was the first time.
Very much an entrepreneur, huh?
Yeah, I was an entrepreneur. My mom and dad are entrepreneurs, and I knew that that's the way to achieve freedom and money at the same time. The sky's the limit when you're an entrepreneur. You can do anything you want to do. Be anything you want to be.
There's a bunch of people that would love to achieve that in their lives. You know, the entrepreneurial spirit. You know, once you discover that you can do something like this, where you can actually make money from home, and that sounds like where you started. The doors open wide.
But if there are any of you that are entrepreneurs on this line, you know as well as I do, whether it be you've bought into a franchise or whatever you've done, you work hard. And you work into the wee hours of the morning. And you work so hard sometimes you think, gosh, I should be seeing more on the bottom line. And you know, there's an answer. And there's an answer in Enagic. And I'll get to that in just a few minutes. But what happened to me was, I mean, I was going to the top of handcrafted gifts and wholesale markets. I would go to Los Angeles, Chicago, and Dallas every 6 months, and I would take orders for these different things, the plaques, the dolls, and then I would go home and I had a whole bunch of people who worked for me, people who had become some of my very best friends, and we would put these things together, and one of our biggest customers was Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you know who that is, but whenever I do anything, I do it big.
Yeah.
And what it entailed was sleepless nights. And when that big semi truck rolled up to my house and picked up those plaques, 4,320 plaques, by the way.
Oh boy.
Per order. And so you think you work hard as an entrepreneur and that you should get ahead. You've got all these great accounts. Well, it wasn't working. And one of my best woodcutters and best friends moved out of state. I had to figure out something. So here's what happened. I go in and meet up with my uncle, and he was working for a broker dealer. He was securities licensed in insurance, financial planning, annuities. So I went from crafts, home crafts, to financial planning, securities, investments. I was licensed with a 6 and 63
Wow,
for
that's awesome.
securities.
I didn't know that about you.
One of the hardest tests I ever took. I landed some great deals. I was just about to open my own office. I thought about opening an office for, I'm not even going to mention, but you know, it's 9/11 happened, Eric, you guys.
Oh,
And you know
yeah.
what happened? Financial district changed
Absolutely.
everything. And so
Yep.
what happened is, I believe it was pregnancy with my 4th child. I got really sick,
Keep you busy.
and that's what happened. I started to get into health and wellness. And so I would bring home stacks of books, and I would just look and look and look at all these different health things. And in fact, one of my little boys said, "Mom, are you going to be a doctor someday?" But what I was reading was natural health. And I had a passion for health and for achieving optimal lifestyle. I wanted to share that with the world. Well, I get this phone call one day from my mom, and she had been visiting at her doctor's office, and she found Enagic. And if I don't tell you all
I love that story.
it was my mom who found Enagic, then I'm going to be in trouble after this webinar's over. But anyway,
and your mom
she found
is
it.
pictured here, right? She is right.
Yes,
right
she found
there.
it in Utah.
Yep, that's awesome.
And so it was at a clinic, and what was so funny is evidently they had bought different types of water ionizers to put in their clinic. And they never had anybody come back for water until they got the Enagic SD501 water ionization machine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, quality, right?
Absolutely.
I tell you what, so I came back to Oklahoma looking for Kangen water. I was in the Yellow Pages 8.5 years ago. Now none of us even have a Yellow Pages book. And I was looking and looking for Kangen water. So I called all over the place. Then I found myself at Whole Foods. I don't know if you know that place,
Oh, yeah. I shop there all the time.
Or Whole Paycheck. Anyway, yeah. Was in there, and I was looking at all the bottles of alkaline water. Now, at that time, there weren't quite as many as there are now, but I started to wonder, could I just buy that bottled water? And so I called up the clinic and asked them, and she told me a whole bunch of things about that bottled water. She said, first of all, there are phthalates that are associated with BPA. And she said, that is a very big carcinogen to the body. Do not drink out of plastic bottles.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's important.
Okay. And then she said, Michelle, it will only cost you 73 cents a day if you just buy a machine. And she was talking about the one she had in her office, an SD501. And now they have a K8 that's even further advanced. But anyway, I thought 73 cents a day. I was excited. Wow, I could do this amazing water that I had seen at that clinic. And all these people at the clinic told me all kinds of health testimonials, and I'm not going to do that because, you know, we're not supposed to tell all these testimonies. But get with the person who sent you to the webinar. I'm sure they'll have some they can tell you about. But anyway, I looked and looked to find it here. Couldn't find it. I would have loved to have found somebody who would give me free water for eternity because I'm so frugal. And the machines were an investment. You know, they were expensive for me because remember, we were struggling paycheck to paycheck. And I mean, I had little kids wanting to play football, and in Oklahoma, they play football at a very young age. Right. And they have to have their little Nike shoes, and they have to pay for the, you know, the whole 9 yards. 3 little boys playing football. Everybody needed stuff. I was living my life on a credit card. Maybe none of you do that, but we were up to our eyeballs in debt.
Yet you still pulled it off. Can't wait to hear that.
We refinanced our house twice. We had no money. But remember, I'm like you. I'm just like you. I had a dream in my heart. And I had
a taste
seen
of the entrepreneurial
wealth,
spirit.
but I didn't know how to get it. I needed a vehicle to give my family financial security. So I'm just like you. I'm thinking, I can do this, right? So what I did, I had a Discover card. And I asked my husband. And I had been yakking about this water for about 4 weeks. See that guy in the picture?
Good looking guy. I love his haircut.
He was not on board with Enagic.
Oh, he is now.
I had lost my mind because he didn't want to spend the money for an SD 501. And so, as you can see in that picture, that is a very recent picture, and he is very much fully on board with Enagic.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know what I did is I called my credit card company and I said, hey, I'm looking to get a 0% interest credit card. Would you do that with my existing credit card so I don't have to, get a new one? And because I want to buy some business equipment, because they had told me about this business and they communicated to my heart and I felt it.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that? And you just know that something's for you? I felt it. I mean, I felt it from the top of my head to my toes. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I had been led to the water. So I keep bugging my husband, and ladies, all you've got to do if you want this machine is cry. They will get it for you. A man always wants his lady happy.
They do.
A happy
yeah.
wife
I have to agree with that.
A happy life, right?
Yeah. So you were really feeling, you just knew it. It's one of those things. But a lot of people that are out there tonight, they don't possibly know, or they're thinking about it. They've heard about it. They're intrigued about it. And I know by the end of this webinar, Michelle, we're going to actually be showing them just how powerful Enagic is. And you're one of many, many thousand stories, many thousands of stories.
Oh.
And
that's what I'm really
excited
about
amazing.
Too, is these True Health webinars. Tonight you're hearing my story, and if you like it, you can share it with some of your friends as well. So, that's how that works. And then there's going to be another guest and another guest. Every time you turn around, there's going to be all these guests telling their amazing stories. So let's get into that. I was looking all over the internet trying to figure out what to do. I had heard about the water, and I found out that there were other ionization machines in the internet, and I was so confused. Did you know that water is a multi-billion-dollar industry? I didn't. I had no clue how huge water was. But
Massive.
If you'll think about it, water is the elixir of life. Your body is 75% water. I know Donald Trump's really in the news right now, and you may or may not like him, and it doesn't really matter. I'm not even going to give an opinion, but he did say one time that if you wanted to find the best vehicle to build wealth, you would go to a network marketing company, which is what Enagic is, direct sales, and you want one that has a very simple product, and that is what water is, and that everybody needs. There's not a human being on the face of this planet, or a pet, a dog, a cat, or a pet snake like my brother or my son Blake has, they all need water. So it's a matter of finding the right vehicle. So as I'm Googling, I'm looking, and I found a couple different machines. Now remember, I had got the water at a clinic, and the doctor there had different brands of ionizers. And I asked them what the difference was. And they talked to me about the size of the plates in the machine and all this stuff. And they talked about hydrogen gas and how it is a free radical scavenger, and that how it could really improve our health and our family. They talked about the awards and the recognition, the doctors that were on board. Over 6,500 doctors approved this as a medical device in Japan. Well, you know how it is in the United States and Canada. We haven't quite got there yet, and some of the other places in the world. But in Japan, they approved the SD501 as a medical device. You can read all about the awards and recognition at enagic.com. One of the really cool things that we also have is awards and certificate, ISO certifications, disease prevention by the Geriatric Disease Prevention Association. We've got all kinds of green technology awards, the DSA awards. We've got the WQA, World Quality, Water Quality Association. Sorry.
That is huge.
And it is the only ionizer with all the certifications that the WQA has given out. Now, in a world where water is a multi-billion-dollar industry, I'll have to tell you what one of my friends, Noah Lewis, here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, told me. Noah, I hope you're listening. He said, I went to school for marketing, and they taught me what I needed to do to find the #1 product on the market. The gold standard was to Google. Google it. Don't be afraid to Google it. But what you want to keep in mind is the one that everyone compares themselves to
Is Enagic.
is the gold standard of the industry. They are the top. We wouldn't continue to keep selling these machines in the Rayleigh household if they weren't the very best piece of equipment on the market.
When I came on 10 years ago, just to share a quick little tidbit about that, there was literally nothing else on the internet, Michelle. And I actually know when you came on, it was similar. There was no information. It was just in Japanese. There really wasn't an industry there. And Enagic came on the scene and had incredible growth. You remember that time. It was just unbelievable, the amount of growth.
It was a little before my time, actually, Eric, because, I mean, I was finding stuff when I was going to look into getting a machine. Yeah. Here's what I found out. I found out that the majority of those ionizers are made by a Korean company, and they make all the different ones, and they put different private labels on them. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you get what you pay for. So I chose Enagic. I chose Enagic's quality. I chose Enagic's business opportunity. And we're going to walk you through that because it's absolutely astonishing what can happen in a family's life, in an individual's life who has big dreams like you. I know you've got them because I do, you know. What can happen, Eric? In month 5, well, 6th month actually, I made my first 5-figure month. And I'm not going to tell you amounts or anything like that because I'm going to get myself in trouble. So figure out what 5 figures are, and the checks come daily. It's so crazy.
Oh, that's a lot of checks.
That was
beautiful.
A check picture from going out of town for the weekend with my children and my husband.
That is remarkable.
Oh, it was so, you know.
Those checks have some big digits on it too.
Some of them too now too. But you know, those checks will range anywhere from, gosh, you know, if it's an SD501, $285 to $1,710.
Yes.
If it's a K8, 340, you know, it goes up, 680, all these numbers, right? And so they're varying amounts, and they come daily. And what happened was I met this girl named Linda Mullins, I met her probably my third or fourth month. I was what they called a 3A in Enagic. Do you have that, or is that further down in our stash?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull that up here for you.
All right, great. Well, this is actually the compensation plan that I was working off of when I got started, and most of you have also. They just added this new K8 in the last year or so. And so we actually have even more available, if you can believe it. But she came in at my 3A line, the third one over there. She was my 11th sale. And it was $855, and she knew all these people. She didn't know a stranger. And every single time she made a sale, the company would send her a check and send me a check too. So you get paid on direct sales and indirect sales. Take a look at that. Look at that, the third machine. I don't know if we can get a close-up on that. No?
I think it's pretty large on everybody's screens. It should be pretty good.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
It's not on mine. I need glasses.
Yeah, you're seeing it down in the thumbnail, but everybody can see it full screen right now.
Okay, $855 a sale. So you can see why my 6th month was a 5-figure month. I've never had anything less.
That's incredible.
10 or 12 machines in a month, and you're going to have that kind of income. It took me 6 months to get there. I had never been involved in network marketing. I know absolutely nothing about it. Everybody says I can't say that anymore, but I really don't know that really. After 8.5 years, I know a lot more, but quite frankly, I was a traditional businesswoman. I saw this as an opportunity to do traditional business. And they had this comp plan where I could get paid on indirect sales. And quite frankly, I didn't think it would work. I knew I had a dream, but I didn't know if other people would do it too. But just as the comp plan on there shows, the first sale was $285. It was one of my best friends. And she bought the machine. And then I met another girl at Walmart, and I handed her a DVD. I was so excited about this company that I said, you've got to watch this tonight, and then tell me what you think in the morning. I am so excited, Mindy. You have got to get this machine. Now, she called in the morning, and she said, I'm in. Well, I've learned the term, I'm in. That's a network marketing term. But I was like, you're in? Okay, she's in. That sounds good. That means she wants a machine. So that was the first. The second sale, within 6 weeks, I had that machine that I purchased that my husband was nervous about and irritated about and didn't think I made a right choice. Had it paid off in 6 weeks. What
Incredible.
can you do?
Now, how did you do that, Michelle? A lot of people are asking that.
Oh,
real quick, just give us a little synopsis. How did it happen? Because you've never been in networking before. You've never been a network marketer. And this isn't networking, but it's direct sales. I'm sorry?
I wish I had a picture of this for you, but you can picture it in your mind. I turned on my faucet and I filled up gallon jugs of water. And what I did, because I live out in the country, I live in a town of about 3,000 people. I see cows out my window. Yeah, I didn't get you that picture tonight.
No. It'll be fun, huh?
Picture.
Yeah. Well, we can see the ranch here in this picture.
Mm-hmm. That's my parents' house in Utah, but mine's not far from that. It's very rural. We have no mountains in Oklahoma, though. So I filled up a bunch of gallon jugs and gave presentations showed demonstrations and basically used a video and also a disc that I had that was just kind of a, I guess it was just a PowerPoint. So I got my machine on a Wednesday, and on a Thursday morning, I had my first demonstration. Thursday night, I had another one. I had them back to back because my husband was mad at me. So I was going to show him that I could do this. And so I said a little prayer, and I said, whoever's supposed to show up at this demonstration, this first one, just send them to me, you know, just put it out there. And this little old lady showed up, Eric. She never bought anything, but she was my angel. She let me practice on her. And then I practiced again that night. And that night I actually had some people who were interested. And then I did it again in a couple days. And then I signed up for a farmer's market and I gave out water there. And I talked to everybody with enthusiasm and excitement because this is life-changing.
Oh,
so
absolutely is.
Not only do you probably have a dream in your heart, you also want to do something of value for other human beings. And I can absolutely promise you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that there is nothing better than being able to change the lives of others in their health and their wealth. And you'll be able to do both. Enagic's a pretty interesting community too. I have to tell on them a little bit. This is such a family.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Michelle.
Yesterday, I met with my 6As here locally, and we sat down for breakfast. They've become some of my best friends I've ever had in my life, my team. You know, because I really didn't think we were going to have a team. I don't know if you have those team pictures, but man, I got the best team in the world. And there's some of them that are on there. Oh, those are my other best friends. Oh, that's fun too. But my team.
There's your team.
There they are. Oh my gosh, these are amazing people. I sat down to breakfast with some of them the other morning, and one of them was kind of grumpy. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This really, truly is a family. And we love each other, and we cry together, and we laugh together, and we have so much fun. But anyway, that picture on the top left, that was really fun. At the Enagic Global Convention last year. It's getting ready to happen again. I actually have some tickets that I bought, a bunch of big tickets. If you guys want, $149, get a hold of me. But that was really fun. We had a chocolate fountain in our suite. Change your water, change your life, folks. It is so much fun. We're a family. We love each other. I have a great bunch of friends. That picture you showed just a minute ago, I wanted to show that. You know, I've been able to make friends with some of the top leaders in Enagic. And I truly love these people. Oh, where's Jelena? She's getting cut off.
She's on the full. She should be seen by everybody.
Oh, okay, good.
Your view isn't cleared.
I mean,
you're only seeing a part of it.
I've stayed in the home of Cynthia Briganti with a great big heart. I love these girls. I love Bob and his wife, Jenny. I love all of the people that we get to be a part of, and Fred and Genevieve and Jim Gilliland and everybody. Oh my gosh, I'd miss them all. Danny D. McCauley. You know, I've been fortunate to be a part of this. Now, is Enagic for you? Will you have success? Well, I can promise you that your Enagic Kangen water machine is built exactly the same way mine is. So if you know how to turn on the faucet and get people the water and get them the information, that's the main thing. You got to educate people, then you can go anywhere you want to go. I like that slide you were showing there. These are some of the things that have happened to me in my life. I was able to travel to Japan 3 times so far. And this picture was really fun. The one down there on the bottom is Welcome to Okinawa. They come and pick us up and have their little sign for us. And that was fun, and with my husband there. And I'll never forget when I first saw my picture on that wall. In that factory, they have the pictures of the top leaders. And I don't know, I mean, I'm one of the top in the world, I guess. That's what they tell me. They put my picture on the wall.
You absolutely are. You're amazing.
And you know what? They would put your picture on the wall too, and they do. I've been amazed at some of my team members that are coming up the ranks. It's so fun. We're going to have so many people on stage this July. But that one on the left was really quite an honor. Mr. Oshiro handed, I'm in the center in that picture, and he handed me the mallet. And what that is, it's a big barrel of sake. Well, I didn't know anything about sake. But it's a Japanese tradition, and this was in Japan at the global convention, and he hands it to me, and Monsieur Riri.
No.
And I was trying to break open that sake barrel, and I couldn't do it. But when everybody started to help me and all of that came together, I could do it. And you know what? That's what happens in Enagic. You may not want to do this all by yourself. And this beautiful thing, the comp plan here is amazing because we get paid to help you. We get paid, and then you start making most of the money. Now, that's what's different in this. It's not a multi-level pyramid, because usually in those kind of situations, there's somebody sitting at the top making all of the money, and the guys down below aren't making anything really. And they're losing people from their auto ships all the time. But in this, once you earn your rank, if we can go back to that slide again, Eric.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Once you earn it, you keep it. So look at that. The first sale is $285. We should be doing the K8, but the second sale is $285. The third sale is $570. Imagine that. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget.
Then it's mailbox.
Check.
And it's mailbox money, right?
Oh my goodness.
That's what it looks like.
$5 check came, the first one, I thought I had died and gone to heaven, because we were always so broke. I was working a part-time job at the time and making absolutely no money. And anyway, I'm telling you this, what happens, for instance, that $285 line, when someone purchases it and they send you that check for $285, they actually go to work with referrals as well. Every time they make a sale, you're going to get a check for $285. You may not even know what they're doing. My friend Danny Daniels is a -3 in the company, and I don't know what he's doing from moment to moment. And I talked with him this evening by text.
Yeah.
And he said, I can't make the webinar because I'm doing a demo in I don't even know where. Our team has grown around the world, and it's mind-boggling to me. But look at that. Number 11 is $855 per sale on direct and indirect. $1,140 on your 21st, $1,425 on your 51st, and $1,710 on unit 101. And you never lose your ranking. So you are now what they call, in that 101st sale, you are called a 6A distributor. And that is something to be proud of, and it's exciting, and we celebrate that, and it's so fun to see people get to the top of the pay plan. We have probably close to 300 6A distributors in our organization now, Eric.
Yeah.
We've got 6A2s, we've got -2s, we have -3s, 2 of them. And so, well, no, wait, we have 3 -3s on our team, and one of them is actually us. So we're -4 and we're also a -3. So that's pretty exciting. I met you, Eric. I think it took me about a year to become a 6A with no network marketing experience and 4 kids at home. So imagine what you can do. This is the most amazing franchise system you will ever see in your life. Imagine being able to share this opportunity with someone, set them up in business, and run with it. Actually, that's a little further advanced than where I met you. I met you when I was a 6A2.
Oh yeah, that's right. Remember that? That was in Palm Desert in
Palm
2010.
Desert. And what 6A2 means is that you have 2 distributors. Oh my gosh. What are you showing me?
Should I turn that up? This is you back in 2010.
When was this? I can't hear you. What happened to us? We're stuck on that page. Oh no. Did you lose me? Hang on, he probably lost us for a minute.
Sorry about that.
That was a bad picture to get stuck on. Golly.
I know, right? So anyway, I didn't have the microphone on that particular thing working. So yeah, 2010, you came to the event and shared your story on a green screen with me. And it was amazing because you had just you were just 6A2 then, was it? Or
I had just become 6A2. I went to Change Your Life weekend to learn more. And you know what? Before that, I wasn't able to go to an event, or I didn't think I could go. I'll tell you what, it took me a year and a half, almost 2 years to get to the event, the big event with all the distributors. And I would highly recommend not doing what I did, because once you go, you will grow your business so much faster because you will see the vision that we all have. And you're going to make lots of friends. I hope you'll come find me at the Global Convention and say, hey, I heard you on that webinar. And that really was a bad picture of you way back when with Eric.
well, I actually had a video, but I couldn't get it to play. You know, the actual footage. The actual footage from that event. Let's see if I can get it.
You can load that on Facebook and don't tag me. But anyway, there's the mom with the sparkle in her eye because Enagic had really changed our life. I told Eric today was quite exciting because as I looked through the pictures that I wanted to share, and I think there's some other pictures maybe besides that one, I hope. We're really getting stuck on that one. Oh yes, I was so honored twice to be put in the eFriends magazine. Wow, what an honor. I told my story, and in that story I talked about my team. And my team means everything to me because they are really awesome people. When you meet people that are on my team, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Mr. Oshiro's team is like that. The whole team, actually. I shouldn't be so prejudiced here. But I just know my team better because I work with them individually. But anyway, they have hearts of champions. You know, they love to help people. They love to help people and see other people do well. So that's what happened when, you know, we started to get a team. We put together a Facebook group. It's hidden. So it's Enagic Kangen Water Group with Michelle Rayleigh because it had to be so that we could figure out which one was mine. And, you know, if you go in there, you'll see how much love we have in our family of Enagic distributors. It's great. But that was quite an honor to be featured in both of those magazines. You can turn that page too. Turn
which
page. Yeah, that's a good one. But we gained freedom through Enagic. One of the things that I love is the new way to achieve retirement here. The retirement plan is absolutely phenomenal. As you can see on this chart here, it's beautiful, by the way. Thank you, Eric.
No, you're welcome.
6A is 101 total sales. 6A2 is that you have two 6As underneath you. And when you achieve 6A, you will get a $3,000 title incentive, a bonus. And when you achieve 6A2, you achieve and get $6,000 bonus plus monthly and quarterly bonuses. Now 6A2-2, you'll also receive a bonus, and that one is incorrect. It is actually $12,000 for 6A2-2. So that's a typo. Now 6A2-3 is $25,000 bonus and $5,000 monthly minimum for life. I loved becoming a 6A2-3. I'll never forget that day. It's so special to me. 6A2-2s, you have two 6A2-2s in your group if you're a 6A2-3. 6A2-4 is what I just achieved, and everybody can do it. Don't think I'm tooting my own horn, because if I've got this machine and you've got this machine, we all have that same opportunity. Just run with it. But 6A2-4 was really fun because I got a $50,000 title incentive bonus and $10,000 monthly for life. And on that day, I actually achieved 6A2-3 as well. So I get to add both of those together.
Absolutely.
So that's really fun. 6A2-5 gets a $100,000 bonus and $15,000 monthly for life. I'm waiting on a few people because I want to do that one next. You know, all of us can have these aspirations. 6A2-6 was what Cynthia just became. She became the first -6 in America. A $200,000 bonus, $20,000 monthly for life. 6A2-7, we met a few of those in Japan, because this company is actually a 42-year-old company, and it's a $400,000 bonus and $40,000 monthly for life. Now, those are minimum monthlies, by the way. That's just a minimum, and you also get paid for your team sales and global sales on top of that. So it depends on how active your team is, how much your check actually is. So some of those checks, you know, you're down there in the 2-3, says 5,000 monthly for life. That's a minimum. Seriously. Unbelievable. You know, we now make more money monthly than a lot of people make all year long. And even top income earners. It's just mind-boggling. 6A2-8 is an, oh my gosh, we got to get there. $800,000 bonus. Just a bonus. And then $80,000 monthly for life. I believe there's one of those right now. And he's been with the company for all those years. It's amazing. And the guy just about quit several times. And the thing that I love about Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro, I hope we have some pictures of me with them. They love people so much. This is such an amazing company.
I don't believe we have pictures, but you can see Mr. Oshiro there to your left.
Well, no, that's Mr. Higa-san. That's Higa-san. But I think I emailed them to you, but I did it late, so you didn't get them. So anyway, I love Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro. You know, I've been able to be right in the same room with them having dinner multiple times. They show such great love towards their distributors. And it's really interesting to me that, you know, at my level, a rank advancement that I have achieved, I feel that love, but Mr. Oshiro and his wife love all of their distributors. And they take the time to take pictures with people all over the world. They travel tirelessly on behalf of us. And I am so grateful. They have changed our lives.
They are
Great
absolutely amazing people. Yeah, they do a lot for people.
You know, I just love them. I asked somebody one time while I was in Paris this last fall, I said to one of his top staff, I said, what drives him? You know, what is his fuel that makes him go? Is it money? Is he driven by money? Because he doesn't seem like it. He says, no. He says, people. He's driven by people. So, Eric, I think we're getting close to the top of the hour, but I can tell you this. Freedom is possible. You have everything to gain here. Do you know we lived on a private airstrip for 10 years, little grass airstrip in Oologah, Oklahoma. And my husband would watch people fly in and out with their airplanes. And we had the dream to live on that airstrip, but we never had an airplane until we were able to purchase one with Enagic money. Amazing. Life is amazing when you have the right vehicle to build the wealth that you and your family deserve.
真の健康を実現のために私たちは頑張っております。
There's Mr. Oshiro.
で体の健康、そして経済の健康、心の健康、3つの健康を実現しましょう。
I hope everyone understands Japanese.
飲んでみてください。
Because there's no translator here.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that picture for you.
I love him.
Took me a minute to load it up.
And you know what, Eric? I have to tell you something. I'm going to run through just a couple things. Our children have been able to see and do things that they would never in a million years have been able to do. We put them in private school, all 3 kids that were still at home, every one of them. We've kept 2 homes so that we could live close to the private school instead of being out in the little country town. And now we're building what some say is your dream home. Well, as you know, I like to dream really big.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with Enagic. So it's a really great home, but I'm
Wish we had pictures we could load up. We didn't have time for that either.
I'm still dreaming. So as you see me do these things, just know that we're excited to be a part of Enagic. We're excited to give back. We're excited that the opportunities we have to give and to achieve and to help others and have a lot of fun. I'm not sure what we're doing for our party for the Enagic convention, but our team has a lot of fun, so make sure you come hang out with us. Thanks for having me on, Eric.
It's been a pleasure. It's been great to have you on, Michelle. I mean, I know you've done some absolutely incredible things with your business. I mean, from housewife to entrepreneurial housewife to 7 figures is impressive in 3 years. It's absolutely impressive. I've seen you in tears. I don't know how many times. I actually had that video and I was going to share it. Unfortunately, things got messed up with our computer crash that happened right before we were going to go live, and it kind of derailed things a little bit there. But it's a cute video, and of course, you're very emotional, and it's kind of like the beginning of your great success that you had with Enagic. I really enjoy that. Maybe we'll get to share that again sometime here real soon. If there's one thing we can communicate to everyone out there is you can do this business. You can succeed with this business. I have seen many, many, many thousands of people do it over the 10 years that I've been here. It's a great company. We have the greatest support system with enagicwebsystem.com, which is the marketing arm for Enagic. We also have an incredible community of people that come together and help each other succeed. if you're on the fence about whether or not you want to join Enagic, all I can say is that's a big choice. And when you say yes to the world says yes to you. And I can tell you that by saying yes, by getting back to the person that invited you to this webinar and going for it, just stepping right in like we all did at our times, could open up your horizon to something bigger and better than you've ever could imagine. The money is there. The product, which we didn't get too much into, changes lives. This machine can do amazing things. And unfortunately, we're not allowed to say all of the things due to FDA regulations and stuff. But it's absolutely miraculous what happens to people's health, their well-being. We call this the True Health webinar because it's mind, body, and finances. That's Mr. Oshiro's vision for the world. He created this company to help the world realize true health, mind, body, and finances. When you have those three elements in balance in your life, you become more whole. You become happy and joyful. You live a good life. You have time freedom. You're able to do these amazing things that you're doing, Michelle. It's absolutely amazing. So you have the opportunity to have this in your life. The healthy mind, body, and finances is a major part of that. They all come into alignment. And that's what's happened with you, Michelle, as well.
Yes, and you know what? Just one more thing. I think it's such a great institution, Enagic. Enagic, what an amazing institution for true health. You know, Mr. Oshiro and his wife, they are great examples of it. Honestly, what do you need to do? You just need to get started. Either buy a machine or learn about the Ukon supplement, which is great.
Yeah.
And we have a spa unit. You can buy all three products at once and actually do phenomenally well in getting those first two 1A sales out of the way. So you start right at 2A or whatever you want to do. If you want to run this race and you want to achieve something that you've always known you can do, get a machine and then get somebody on this True Health webinar next week. And
actually,
we'll
we'll be live next week with a replay of this show, and then we're going to be doing another live show bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks we'll have a new show. Next week, for those that missed it, we'll have this replay available that you can register for.
Oh, goody! You get to see me again.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's wonderful that you were all here tonight. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. It's great to have you, everyone. So next week, stay tuned for information on the replay. And then the following week, we do have Nyla Gann joining us, which she's one of the sweetest ladies that I know. She's probably out there. Hello, Nyla. I'm really excited about her because you heard Michelle's story tonight, but Nyla brings a similar story. And her success is just fantastic. And she's such a sweetheart. She deserves every bit of the success that she's creating for herself. But we're going to come back and be doing these webinars. And you should always come back and check it out. Even if you're already a distributor or you're a prospective distributor, you're looking at Enagic for the first time, because we're going to just keep showing you all of these amazing success stories so that you can either make a decision to join or be inspired by the people who are already doing it. So again, if you're watching this, get back with the person that introduced you to this. Get in touch with them tonight, tomorrow. Take the next step. Drink the water. Try the water. Take the next step. They know how to get you set up and what the best way is for you to proceed. They can find the right machine for you. And one thing we didn't mention is Enagic has some great financing options as well. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Mr. Oshiro wants you to have this machine in your home. So get in touch with that person. Let's get you guys set up and rolling. So again, my name is Eric Prusak from Enagic Web System, and stay tuned for updates on our next event. And we'll get rolling on this. We'll have an awesome event next week, hopefully with no problems. Michelle, what do you think?
I think that sounds fantastic. We'll see you at the top of Enagic.
Absolutely. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Michelle. Bye-bye.